Alright, it is a Friday, the first day of October, 9/27, and this is the main watch list. But I'll be honest, I don't want to really necessarily trade some of these for morning panic bounce plays like ILUS. Another one is FERN, and then the third one was, I can't trade it now because I'm out of day trade CYBL. They were just constantly failing. Some of them were nice in that it made like a higher low setup, right? But because of the fact they just kept failing and looking all ugly and disgusting, I don't necessarily really want to put my money in this. So maybe if it does the same thing and then it starts turning around at 11 a.m. or something like that afterwards, I'll consider it. If anything, I would like to be short some of these, and I can't because that Schwab accounts, I don't know when the heck am I going to be able to trade on that one again. That broke the PDT rule on accident. So maybe I'll consider a morning panic bounce play if it does like a higher low setup. So we had a bottom here at 30, what is this, 31.47, 31.5, and then it had like a tiny higher low here. If I was able to get that, it did move a little, and then here I guess it did a higher low. It was the ultimate bottom, but that might have been kind of hard. CYBL, I think it did something like that too. No, not really. This one dipped a little more actually. Yeah, I don't really see like the higher low thing I'm thinking about. So I think FERN did one, right? I guess here maybe, but then we have like resistance here. Yeah, they're just not looking that nice. I'll be watching, but I don't think I'm going to necessarily trade any of them unless it looks just stupid obvious. I can't trade CEI because, well, I can't short it. I can buy it on Schwab if I see some kind of setup, but I doubt I would trade CEI. It's just going to be a watch. Maybe I won't trade anything today. I don't mind that. I'm not trying to do anything dumb. Maybe I'll miss a nice, clean, regular morning panic bounce play, but I'd rather just play it a little cautiously because they were kind of ugly yesterday. Alright, it is 9:34. I can't trade this one TONR because it is one of those that is not tradable on Schwab, but in theory I have a mental trade in at 1. But I probably would have sold by now at 102 or 101 for just a tiny profit because it has failed 102. It can break out of 102, but there were several times where 103, even 104 was on the ask and nobody took it. Like there's just a big wall at 102, and I would probably run out of patience and sell at some point, especially because the VWAP level is just right there at 104, which isn't that far. Let's see if it's going to actually do it now, because 101 is trying to hold itself, but I don't like how long it took. I don't see anything else as having like a morning panic bounce play, but yeah, I mean there's just that big wall at 102. It's really just a battle between 101 and 102. We're getting some executed at 1. Alright, we're at 99 at the bid. Is somebody going to take that? No. I probably would have held on to it longer if the VWAP level was like 108 or something, like much higher than where it's trading at. So because that wasn't really the case, I would have been more interested in selling before it even started to hit 1. Now this thing can still hold itself together at some point, but it doesn't look that nice. This one is down, but I'm not trading a listed stock. It's not a morning panic bounce play. Maybe in theory I would have a mental trade with IFAN, perhaps. I can trade ISWH, but it has to look nicer than this because it doesn't really trade with nice volume. It's very illiquid. I might be interested in ISWH, but IFAN is looking nice too, but I just can't trade that one. That's all I have for right now. I'll make an update to see if this one works out, but I might be interested in ISWH if it keeps looking nice. Alright, it is 9:45. I want to make a quick update. CEI is trying to turn around. I guess I had a panic here, but I would not have traded that. This would have been too sketchy. IFAN is trying to do a morning panic bounce play. I can't tell you for sure if I would have been in this one, if I was able to trade it, if I had some day trades available. Perhaps, because you not just have the bottom here at 405. Maybe there was a level 2 reversal. I didn't see the price action, but it was also going to have this level of 4 cents to potentially be another level of support in theory. And it's now at 42.6. Maybe an entry at 412 could have been possible. Now it's at 43, and this one has a nice distance from VWAP. You see, this is a very nice morning panic bounce play, at least compared to the other ones. ICOA is maybe gonna do one, but it's kind of weird. I don't like how it had like a breakout day the other day and now it's red today. I would have liked it if it had the red day maybe down here instead of having this breakout day, but it's actually doing a nice move, so maybe that one is gonna work out. I don't think I can trade this one either. This one is one of those that I have to trade on E-Trade. TUNR did get to 105. It took a while. It did dip to 99. Right, that would have looked super bad. We did have fading volume in favor. It did get to 105, but now it's back at 99, so that wouldn't have been that nice. I guess 5% at the most, but there are better setups. ISWH kind of had this weird wick thing when I was looking at it in the last recording, and then it just came back and now it's fading again. If I was able to have been short, I would have been super interested in shorting ISWH, maybe 100 or 200 shares, especially when it looked like it was just about to fall off a cliff in the 320s. That doesn't mean it's not going to come back. I mean, this thing trades all weird, but it just looks nice when you look at the chart there, and it looks like TGGI is trying to hold itself. Oh, I guess that was just a glitch on E-Trade. In theory it could try to hold this level right here and make a move. If you look at a 15-day chart, it's right at support, but it didn't really drop that much. I mean, it dropped from 139 to 131, so just under 8%, and then the VWAP level is right there at 33. That doesn't look that nice. Is this a glitch or is this real? This might be real. Yeah, FERM is just looking crazy. It would have to drop with a lot of volume again to look nice. This is not something I'd be interested in. This doesn't look bad with IOUS. I just don't like where it is. It can try to do like a late morning panic bounce play, so I trade a smaller size, but these things have constantly failed. I'd want to see some kind of a confirmation or like a little baby higher low off the panic potential bottom. And CYBL, I mean, it's doing a downtrend. I wouldn't really be interested in this, but if it were to drop a lot, sure. Just a quick update. I don't think I'm going to trade anything today, unless maybe we get something with ISWH or something really clean with IOUS, perhaps TGGI, but I don't think I'm going to trade today, and I think that's totally fine. Alright, it is 9:59. I was looking at FERN for a potential late morning panic bounce play, and I would have liked it if it were to have spiked a little and then came back and then put up like a higher low, a tiny higher low. So maybe instead of this 463 level, it does a higher low at 465 or 466. I guess it's trying to do it perhaps now, but it will have a sketchy wick. And the other one that I would have been interested in was here, ICOA. This is kind of like what I'm talking about, where it had a weird, this one was kind of weird, a morning panic bounce play, right? And then it puts up a higher low right here from this level. So even if you're crappy with cutting losses quickly, you'll have another level of support in theory here, but it would be better if it holds it, and it's gotten from what, this 21 level to 22, so I guess give or take 5% so far. Ideally this thing puts up a higher low from here, right, and then it continues an uptrend, but you know, it could also be some kind of sketchy triangle right now forming, so that will be something to take into consideration. And yeah, I can't trade this one because it's one of those that Schwab doesn't let you trade. This one continued to drop, IFAN, you know. I like the distance it had from VWAP, but it's clearly not trying to turn around, although it did have a big volume candle here. Maybe some yuppies were chasing it, thinking this was the bottom with market orders, and now they're crying. I don't see a nice big volume candle, although it could very well turn around, especially because they had that wick there the other day. Let's just do a 1-day chart and get rid of this. Yeah, it's like right off of the lows from where I traded it. It might try to hold one of those levels. In theory, it might just fall off a cliff too. Again, I can't trade this one. ISWH continues to look weird and disgusting, but yeah, that's all I have. Just wanted to make an update on FERN. I guess I might try to do the setup that I was talking about in theory, and I would trade just a tiny position. I'll make an update later. Maybe I'll trade it. It depends on how it looks and how I feel about it. Alright, it is 10:05. I tried to place an order and get filled at 10:04, which was right here, because it was trying a very nice job. Just doing really good holding this 14 level. 15 level was looking nice too, and it was starting to show a lot of support on the bid. You know, classic support on the bid grows, and then people are getting knocked out on the ask. The ask starts getting smaller, a lot of green, you know, in the tape. So I tried. I was just too slow, honestly. You know, it was too slow, and it made a quick move to 11.9. It only would have been like a tiny $100 trade. Maybe I should have traded a $1,000 position, perhaps, but. This could have been that morning panic, late morning panic bounce play, but yeah, I missed this one, which is fine. My goal would be selling at yeah, VWAP. If it gets there, I kind of tend to not really sell at the level or above it too often, but this looks like one of those that just had a drop. Somebody had a lot of shares to sell or something. It wasn't as clear and obvious as ILUS was on that other trade I did maybe 2 days ago, but let's see how this one goes. I would probably sell also if it makes like an obvious right candle as well. That's nice. I would have been in theory at 11.6, so that would have been cool. This one is still dropping, but it might try to bottom out here, so I'll be looking at this one as well. Okay, it is 10:16, and I just want to make another update, but I think I'm gonna make the next one later in the day because I just don't really see anything now that I'd be interested in trading, or things that I'm able to trade that looks interesting. I guess TONR did an inverse head and shoulders if you don't count the wick here, shoulder, head, shoulder, but this would have been hard, although a lot of these that do morning panic bounce plays, you know, they break this VWAP level, and I don't know, this is a bit too much, but hey, it's one of those that are still at its highs. It's going to pretend like nothing happened, and it's just going to keep uptrending perhaps. CEI broke $3. This one was interesting. I was looking at it a little, you know, thinking maybe it's going to put up a higher low right here from this range, but no, this one failed. Maybe an inverse head and shoulders potential, but that would be kind of hard to trade. ICOA did put up a higher low right here from here, right, which is higher from here, and it did continue to, what, 23.7. That would have been nice. Again, I can't trade this one. FERN, I was interested in it. I did place an order. I didn't get filled, and I just canceled it because, you know, price action was looking weird. I had an order at 44 flat, and I just didn't get executed. yeah, I didn't get executed at all. And then, you know, right here at 1010, it was kind of playing higher than that level. There could be an inverse head and shoulder, shoulder, head, and then a shoulder perhaps. CYBL actually failed that double bottom, but you would have had plenty of time to cut losses, even sell for a profit. I can't trade this one either. ISWH, Spaghetti Monster, ILUS is doing nothing. TONR, I went over it. So, yeah, really the only thing that would have been nice, maybe FERN if it does the inverse head and shoulders. TGGI, yeah, it got as high as right under VWAP. 124, 123 was the high. That's all I have for right now, and I don't think I'll make an update till later. Alright, it is 12:10. I haven't been looking at the markets that much, and I do feel a little salty, just a little, because I missed this one with FERN. I did see it when it was panicking here, and then it tried to make a move, and then it head back down, and then it tried again, and I thought, okay, well, I can try a setup with FERN. I don't have it here saved anymore. And I was thinking, okay, well, if it heads back down and it puts up a higher low, I'll be interested in it. And it looks like either maybe I was thinking that here and it never did put up, you know, another downtrend, or I was just too late. I wasn't there. I didn't see it when it did this here. This would have been nice. A buy into this maybe 39.8 level, or maybe 40. And a sell right here would be 10%, or maybe if I sold here at 426 because of the two red candles, that would still be a nice 5% move, and I would have been pretty happy with that. CYBL, I can't trade this. It did an inverse head and shoulders. That could have been kind of cool. TGGI also did a turnaround eventually. I just didn't see this one either. I don't know when I had this at. It was at 11, but yeah, it did an inverse head and shoulders, shoulder, head, and then shoulder right here, and it did get to VWAP, so that would have been nice too. That's unfortunate. I probably am not gonna look at this anymore. ILUS kind of did one too, although this one would have been kind of sketchy to trade. It would have given you a nice risk level at 31, but it did turn around eventually. Yeah, that's all I have. Really, there was a nice potential with FERN that I could have traded. I don't know, maybe I missed it there, but TGGI also offered this opportunity. A little more sketchy because it's, you know, it's been at its lows for a while compared to the other ones. But yeah, that's all I have for right now. That could have been a nice setup. I could have participated in that. Maybe I'll be more ready on another day when something like this happens again. But I was right not to try to push myself to really trade these in the morning because they were kind of ugly, and they did continue to put up lower lows. But this was a nice one right here that I tried to get in, but I wasn't able to. But yeah, I should have probably went for that. FERN as well, although I think TGGI might have been a little nicer. That's what I have for right now. Alright, it is 9:27 and I'm here to call it off. I think to summarize the day was just not trying to get burnt out. Having a really nice trade the other day yesterday. I didn't really want to burn out or do something stupid, or maybe, oh yeah, I'm up like $100. It's been a long time since I've been up 3 figures on the trade that I really did well, and then I go here and I do something retarded, right? Or I try to double down, triple down, or really just push myself in a really aggressive, unhealthy way. But I also don't want to be wasteful, so I think today was just a good mental break and just reanalyzation. At the beginning of the day, I really didn't see any setups that I was too interested in, but once we started to get towards 11, a lot of these were starting to reverse nicely. ICOA didn't really do much. I did try. I'm not logged in actually. Let me come back. I'm gonna log in and review my entries because I did try to trade some things. Alright, so yeah, there was one trade that I was interested in. At least I tried, and I did not get filtered in. I also didn't really like the price action. That was the latest one was FERN. and that was the 9th, which was still back here right around this range where it looked like it could try to reverse, and I got out of the trade. I canceled it. I never got in the trade. I mean, I just, you know, canceled the order entry, and yeah, this one failed. But had I have maybe pushed myself and been more aggressive, I could have participated, especially here when I did a reversal and then a higher low. You know, a second higher low in theory, and that was a nice turnaround from 40 to 43 here, 42, so that would have been profitable. I could have been a part of that. Nothing else here I would have been interested in. IFAN did do a reversal. This one was kind of early. I didn't see it happen, but again, maybe if I was a bit more aggressive right at 11, I could have tried to participate for a reversal, which was from 33 to 36, which is also roughly 10%. That's pretty nice, and it did get higher. It got to 41. Super profitable. CEI list of stock, not that interesting, although it did, I guess, do an inverse head and shoulders there, but I would have not have traded that. ISWH did this one too. I wasn't there for that one. It did turn around here, and this one would have been kind of hard, but you know, it did do a reversal eventually. 241 to 290 best case scenario. VWAP is 274. CYBL, this one was kind of hard. I probably would have missed this one. And then I did try TGGI 1004. I didn't get filled here. This would have been a profitable trade. I did try this. It's not like I just completely sat back. But I did try, and it did do a reversal eventually, you know, after 11 a.m. So I hope I can be able to participate in something like that. IOUS wasn't as nice, but it also kind of did one. TONR is up 20%. This one keeps uptrending. So a lot of these nice 11 a.m. type morning panic bounce play. Not a morning panic bounce play, but just a reversal after like a tsunami panic where it just consistently had new lows and little bounces and more lows. Once the whole thing started to reverse, I could have tried to push myself a little harder, but I wasn't trying to do anything dumb, so I just sat back. I didn't have any trades, although I did try. I would have been happy with TGGI if I was you know, in that one, and I just canceled FERN because I didn't like the price action later on, and I guess I was right. So yeah, Monday, I'm gonna put in more effort. I think I'm gonna be relaxed, you know, fresh from the weekend. God willing, I can be ready Monday, and I can try these morning panic bounce plays if we still have any that are decent to trade, and I'll try to put in the effort and trade them. Especially keep in mind the 11 a.m. potential reversals. Sometimes they have a nice morning panic bottom and then a higher low. That is super nice. That gives me 2 levels of risk off of. There's a lot of opportunity out in the markets. I know I'm not capturing all of it, but I hope, you know, with that nice trade I had yesterday and the little break I had today, you know, although I did try, and then the break that will be Saturday and Sunday in theory, I can be ready for the markets tomorrow. I'm thankful for God for this opportunity. And yeah, that's all I have. I just have to keep going. I have to keep trying. And I just didn't want to do anything dumb, but I think that was good overall. And I did try some things today. It was definitely a pretty good day.